Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary, great to be with you again. Got 3 questions. One, there's been extensive work completed to try to stitch ATV trails together, utilizing existing DCNR trails and township roads. Can you give us an update on the connector linking Bloody Skillet and Whiskey Springs and when that will be completed?
Sure. We just embarked on that. We're in the middle of stakeholder meetings. They've been well attended. There's been a lot of interest. And for those who aren't familiar, these are both ATV trail systems on state forest lands up in the Clinton County area. And I'll turn to Deputy Secretary Norbeck, who's been involved directly with these stakeholder meetings and such.
Sure. I guess just to start, the connector trail that we're looking at, the length is, as the crow flies, about 16 miles. So it's probably going to be a lot longer than that when laid out. Like the Secretary said, we have started our public process. We've had 2 public meetings thus far with stakeholders. So we're talking with folks in the ATV community. We're talking with local and county officials, conservation groups, and other user groups to get their input on the best alignment for that trail. We do expect to have a draft recommendation by the end of the summer, and we would take that back out for some public meetings to get public input on the recommendations and hopefully have a finalized report by early 2018.
So finalized report 2018, estimate on completion of, if that all process goes through, estimated date of completion for a connector?
Completion of the trail itself?
Yeah.
I think we would have to see what the alignment is so we can see what the construction would be. A trail that's 16 to 20 miles long could take some considerable amount of time.
Okay. And I take it the department will continue to build connectors, trail systems, or riding parks in Southwest, South Central, and Northeastern Pennsylvania?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, I'd just like to add something. We have a second study, which was a statewide study. It's in a near draft form, and that was to look across the state at what the opportunities are currently, private sector and local government and DCNR. And that'll be out on the street very soon. And I think it shows some huge success stories. Anthracite Outdoors, the newest of the ATV parks in Northumberland, run by the county, has been wildly successful. It's brought in a bunch of economic development opportunities, a lot of private sector investment, a lot of energy. Rock Run, our first ATV park in Cambria County, is very successful, doing very well. And I'd say we are open for business to consider other big keystone parks like that. The best sites, I like to mention this at meetings like this, the best sites are abandoned coal mines, because then federal abandoned mineland money and DEP mineland money can overlay to improve the environment of the site, and take care of some of the water problems and erosion and sedimentation problems. And then we can overlay the recreational trails and planning and create, a huge asset, often in an area where the economic needs are great. So just put that out there. We're
so basically, in short, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
There's
all
more
right.
opportunity coming.
Yeah.
And we do have many funds we can apply to this, not just everyone always focuses on the ATV fund, but some of the grant funds, Lauren, implement some federal funds or can be applied to motorized outdoors. And that's another dynamic that's changing. We're finding, middle-aged folks are getting into ATV riding, like side-by-sides, a much different demographic, looking for a different experience than some of the traditional rip-and-ride experiences that people were looking for in the past. So we're getting, again, that ridership is changing, and we're trying to
I
keep a pulse.
have one more question.
Okay.
I only got 5 minutes.
Sorry.
In your legislative budget hearings on the mission statement, it goes into, again, transfer of money out of general fund over to the oil and lease fund. There's one last sentence that says, it is possible that if the price of natural gas falls again and the existing wells age, operating funds will need to be shifted back to the general fund. If this budget is enacted, what's the process during an enacted budget to move funds from the oil and lease fund back to the general fund?
I don't actually know the process. The current flow, this flow suggested is Pennsylvania Economic Revitalization Fund to Environmental Stewardship Fund, then $37 million over to the the Oil and Gas Lease Fund that'll be joined by the 80 million from the direct leases, and then to DCNR. So I think, the funds would be appropriated out of the Oil and Gas Lease Fund. So I suppose they just could be appropriated elsewhere if that's what happened.
But you're suggesting that it be, thank you.
Gentlemen?